Good afternoon, everybody. It's Maggie and Bunny here from Live Chats on Monday, April 24th. We're a little later in the day today. So here we are live, ready to talk about living the adventure. What does that come to mind? Wow, living the adventure. Bunny and I went on an adventure yesterday.
We sure did.
We did. We were at our book signing for Linda Rogers. And when we were leaving, I said to Bunny, let's turn left and go down this road and see where it goes. We ended up driving around, being on roads that I had never been on. And I was laying in my bed last night thinking, it was like life. We're supposed to live the adventure. And sometimes we get so busy doing things, we forget to be adventurous. At least I do. And it was so fun yesterday, Bunny, to just go on a little adventure.
It absolutely was. And it was so funny too, because we were looking at doing a GPS or using Google to maps to try to find our way home. And you said, let's just drive down this street. I recognize this number of this highway, and we figured it out. And it was really cool. And I love doing that kind of stuff. But I love how that actually translates also to your life, right? And seeing something and taking a road less traveled, or going to some place that you don't know, and doing it with like curiosity, with joy and fun. So
yeah. And then I seen a post this morning that sent me to a YouTube video, and it was along the same lines of, they were talking about living life fully while you're alive, and living life courageously, and doing things on purpose, and doing things spontaneously.
Yeah.
And I think, how many of us get caught up so busy in the day-to-day things that we think we're supposed to be doing, and especially if you have young children and you're living life and you have jobs, we're going in autopilot, and we very rarely get to just be adventurous and spontaneous. And it's so important to live life every day, because this time of living is what we have for the now.
It's our dash in between those two dates, right?
Yeah.
The stuff that matters. This is our dash. We're living it.
Yeah. And it's so cool. And it was, it kind of sent me thinking about that, because we just don't do it enough.
Yeah.
And I know myself, I'm guilty of not being adventurous and not just turning corners whenever I want to and driving down the road with no destination. And I would have missed out on what we did yesterday.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If I only went by the destinations, I wouldn't have been on roads that I had never been on before. And how much that for me gets along the same lines, and don't worry, my throat is going to give out.
Better. Yeah.
It's along the same lines of how we live life. We go down roads that we didn't intend to go down, and there's a beautiful adventure there. Or there's a lesson there that is maybe a difficult thing. And we didn't want to go down that road, but we had to get to where we are now. And I think of that a lot, because I've gone down many roads that I would never have chosen to go down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even wanted to go down.
Sometimes you get forced on them. Yeah.
Sometimes you get forced on them. But now I can see how beneficial they were to make me who I am today. I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't gone on that adventure.
I think it's important. It's important too to remember you could change your mind too. Like, just because you made a choice, you can pick a different choice at any point.
And I even think of it with you and I, like sitting here looking at us, what we're doing now, and what we're doing in business together. That would never have happened had I not been adventurous to go to a meditation that scared the crap out of me, because I had never done it before. When you were sitting there, we were sitting there thinking, I want to know her, but not knowing why. Like those adventures come to us. It's amazing. It's incredible.
No, it was out of character for me to look at somebody who was a stranger who sat down beside me and say, I want to know you. Like that was a vulnerable place because a fear of rejection for sure happened because you could have been like, you are a nut and I'm never coming here again. And that, that is a possibility, but I took the chance, I took the chance to say, hey, I need to get to know you. I want to know you in my life. And had I not done that, had I not listened to that little voice that said, you have to know this person. This person is, I could feel your energy. And it was just like, yeah, I need to know this person. And we were both sort of at the beginning of our spiritual journeys at that
Yeah.
time. I may have had different, a little bit different beliefs of the spirit, of knowledge and understanding, but we were both at the beginning. We had both
Yeah.
lost significant people in our life and we were coming out of that grieving process, which again, we both wouldn't have wanted to do the grieving process, but it
Yeah.
brought me to you. It brought me to so many new and wonderful people that
Yeah.
and experiences that I wouldn't have had
Yeah.
that death not happened.
And
And that's kind of cool to me.
yeah. And I think too, for us, even now, we're both on different spiritual
For
planes
sure. Yeah.
and different levels of understanding of
Hmm.
things. And it's okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
that we have different belief systems.
Yep.
It doesn't matter that, we're not the same in every way.
Hmm.
And I think so many times people think, well, they're not the same as me. So,
Right.
and I'm here and you're here to say
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you have a common belief system and you have a common ground, what that common ground might be.
Right.
And for us, it was the common ground was being in the same room at the same time
Yeah.
and feeling the same energy.
Yeah. And I
And
think that is important. And I think because as you say, you bring that up, is that many people think you have to agree with everything that somebody says to be able to be friends with them or to be able to be
yeah,
in some type of relationship or with them. But that's not the case. That is not the case at all. The biggest thing for me, what it is being honest, being authentic, and being respectful of each other. So as long as you're respectful to the other person, as long as you're coming at them with kindness and loving, that's all that matters. So there are times where I go off on tangents. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but you'll still listen because I'm excited about it and it
yep,
means something to me. And the same with you. You might talk about something that I might not remember every detail, but I know that you're excited and I know that and that's how I support you with those things. And it's important to be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself as well, because sometimes you might look at something and think I can't do that because I don't measure up.
yeah,
I won't be the best at this. You don't have to be the best at it. You don't have
yeah.
to be the best at anything. Go out there and try it and see what happens. And like I said,
And jump into the adventure.
I've done things and so many entrepreneurs and so many people who have been extremely successful. You see their success, but what you weren't there for were all those failures, all those moments of learning, those times when they chose a path and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Or it did work for
Did
a
you
little
watch the
while and it
same
no
thing I watched on YouTube this morning?
Oh, no, but the message is out there
Exactly the same.
always. Yeah, the
Yeah.
message is out there always. And even the fact that you watched or you saw a post today when you would message me last night about what we were going to talk about. So for
Yeah.
you to see it then today, that's pretty cool too. So,
And it's, yeah, because it, the person that sent it there didn't know that we were
mhm,
having this conversation last night
right,
and didn't know something that I was struggling with this morning in
right.
myself. And, and that's where that universal connection, that spiritual connection, whatever you want to call it, is out there.
Yeah.
And that adventure thing called life
Yep.
that we're all doing is out there and is
Yeah.
ahead of us and is on the same road as us. And just like yesterday, how we went for a drive and went
Mhm,
on some roads I had never been on before,
mhm,
but I trusted that it'd be okay.
yeah.
And that's the same type of thing when we're on different journeys, is just knowing that it'll be okay.
Yep. We're okay.
It's
We're supported. We're
it's a
supported.
it's
Everything's
okay. And
fine. And we're gonna have some laughs. Like we got extra time. Like we could have just driven straight home, but we got extra time to spend together to connect and to talk to each other and to see what was going on. And yeah, there were roads I didn't know. I'm like, oh, I've never been down this road either. Where does this go? And you showed me a new way to get to the
And
place.
I'm not usually the one driving.
Yeah, yeah. So
So that was a new adventure for me
that was
too.
fun too. Yeah.
Plus, we were kind of in a comfortable car, so that
Yeah,
was fun too.
that was fun. Yeah, that was fun. The luxury was fun too, for sure.
That kind of almost drives itself,
Yeah.
but it didn't. It needed us in there.
Yes. Yeah. But we did, and we have a lot of fun and the adventures together. And there are times where one of us comes up with an idea, and sometimes we'll go, oh, maybe right now, or maybe that, or not quite like that. That's not quite right. But more times than not, we're like, hey, yeah, let's try that. So
Yeah,
let's see where it
and to be reminded here for our listeners, we don't rehearse what we're going to talk about here.
Yeah.
We barely know the topic the night
Yes.
before. Like even when we were together yesterday, we're talking about, well, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. And it wasn't until after I was laying in my bed last night, then this came to me. Message Bunny and tell her we're going to talk about living the adventure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever that means. Put adventure.
Here we
Whatever.
are.
Yeah. And that's the way it is. Spontaneity and just more spontaneity. See, we do live adventures. We do live spontaneity. And I think that that's important. That's really important for living in the present moment, living in that present moment. Because yes, you can get caught up when you're living in the routine, and that's what happens. And many people will go like 20 years and then they'll like, wow, like where did time go? And that's what it is because you kind of put yourself on that routine and those moments. So kicking yourself off that routine every once in a while and taking that drive and going out
and doing
to see what you
something
can do.
different, because after all, here it is, April 24th.
Mhm.
It was just, it seems like yesterday that it was April 1st and I went on vacation.
Yeah,
How did it become April 24th
right,
already?
exactly.
When I only went on vacation a day ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's already weeks later.
Mhm.
Like the time of this month just flew past.
Just flies
So
past.
in saying that, I want to say to people who are listening, especially if there's somebody listening who's going through a difficult time right now,
Mhm.
just know from the bottom of my heart, it isn't going to stay that way.
No.
Things can change on a dime.
Mhm.
You can turn the corner somewhere in your life and something's going to be different
Right.
and it's going to be better.
Mhm.
And things can change in a minute. Nothing stays the same.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
keep living your adventure, even if the adventure's hard.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great place to stop our live chat for today. Your voice made it through, so that's great.
It
And
did.
we're gonna see next week, and we'll see what we talk about next time. So on that, we're gonna say bye for today.
Bye, everybody. Have a great
Bye.
day. Bye.